Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Skyrim Test Kitchen. I'm George.
And I'm Al.
And today we are going a little tricky. We're doing something a little bit harder, a little bit more intensive. We are making mead from scratch.
So there's a whole bunch of steps with this, a lot of sanitizing.
Yeah, because in the book it says you want to use, clean containers, clean utensils, but that's only half of it. With any sort of brewing, with any sort of home brew, you want everything to be sterilized, because if it's not completely sterilized, you run the risk of 1, getting sick when you drink it, or 2, it's just going to taste off.
Yeah.
So neither one of those is good.
No.
So we have a sanitizer, we have everything we need, and I'm glad that we did kind of do this research and figure out what we needed to do in order to make this properly. That way, hopefully, anyone watching this will also kind of get the full picture of what it takes to make this.
For sure.
We're making 2 meads today, because we do have
we got 2 bottles.
carboys, we have 2 things of ale yeast, we have a lot of honey.
So much honey.
So we're gonna make 2. And we're gonna start off with the Nord Mead, which calls for the basic ingredients of water, honey, yeast, and so on. The Nord Mead calls for ground cardamom, ginger, orange zest, whole cloves, and a cinnamon stick. So let's get started on everything we need for that. We need to start by putting 2 cups of honey into our half-gallon carboy.
Oh, that's honey.
We'll have to do this twice, so 2 cups. And I looked it up. 1 cup of honey is around 1 pound. So I bought 4 pounds of honey because we were gonna need 4 cups of honey for the 2 batches of mead.
What's that guy doing with all that honey?
Honey's expensive when you buy 4 pounds of it.
Yeah.
This was like 30 bucks for a honey.
Jesus. It's better. We
It's better be really good.
All
so
right.
that's 1 cup.
There's our 1 cup.
Wait, we already...
What did we do?
We didn't sanitize this first.
God.
We're already off to a great start.
No.
We have our first cup of honey measured out.
Perfect.
Set that aside. Now we're gonna sanitize this. So we have our 1 pound bag of sanitizer.
And are we putting warm water or one of those in there?
So the way this works is we're gonna take, this probably sounds great right now. This probably sounds great for the audio. So we have our 1-step no rinse cleaner and sanitizer. What we want to do is we want to take half a tablespoon of this, put it into the carboy, and then fill this with warm water.
Okay.
Then we're gonna shake it, drain it, and then we can put the honey in here. All right. Gonna cap that, just gonna swirl that around a bit. And there you go, mead. That's it, you just drink that now, right?
It looks like bleach.
Well, maybe don't drink it then. Yeah, don't drink that.
All right, well that's good too. That's definitely gonna be clean.
So now we can start with our honey.
Now, you want to pour it just like that?
I think this should be fine, yeah. Maybe we should. Maybe we'll use the strainer to be safe. Maybe we'll use the funnel to be safe. Which means now we have to sanitize this too. So, more sanitization. Because I don't want to risk just spilling honey all over your table. It'd be a bad idea.
It's fine.
Bad time. It's like wax. You're just waxing the table.
Yeah.
Just covered in honey. So now we're just going to sanitize our funnel. Just get that all swirled around in there. Now we can uncork that. Let's just move this. Because we're still going to need to sanitize more stuff later. All right, and now
the honey goes in.
First cup of honey. I feel like this might take a little while.
It like
It's just very slowly. But my concern was that if we did this, it was just gonna
pour all over.
Yeah. Okay, well in the meantime, we can measure out the second cup of honey. So let me do that real quick. And yeah, because 2 cups of honey, 6 to 8 cups of spring water, and then additional ingredients. Like I said, this is the Nord mead that we're making first. And that's just about done.
Yeah, perfect.
Good timing.
Great job, honey.
So this is where we're at right now on the first bottle of honey. So it's a good thing we got 2 of these for the 2 batches of mead. All right, time for number 2.
Open up jar. What these are called? What boys?
Carboys.
Carboys.
Well, that's the thing. Mead is honey wine. Instead of grapes, it is just a honey. So it does call for quite a bit of honey. You don't want to skimp on it.
No.
Now the next step, we need to bring 4 cups of water to a boil and place in here. So we can do that while this continues.
Okay. So it's
To
basically
strain. So just
that whole one?
Or
is that half?
4 cups, which I think is about half. So,
And we got that, yeah.
and this is 4 cups exactly, so.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right, that's good.
We got this.
All right, so we're gonna keep an eye on this because we don't want to boil it too much.
Right.
But get that going, and I will get our other ingredients ready so we can start on that. Now for the Nord mead, we need 1/2 teaspoon of ground cardamom, 1 inch of fresh ginger, peeled and sliced thin, the zest of 1 orange, 1 teaspoon of whole cloves, and 1 cinnamon stick.
Okay. I know what the cinnamon sticks look like.
Just so that we don't risk any contamination, I'm going to cap that for right now. Put this in the sink and we'll re-wash that and sterilize that for the next batch.
Right.
So now we need the zest of 1 orange and ginger peeled and sliced thin. So I'll peel the ginger. Do you want to start
Yeah, sure.
on that orange
Do
zest?
some zest. An inch of
Inch of ginger.
ginger. There's a gingerbread penis joke in there somewhere.
Hey baby, I'll give you an inch of ginger.
There we go. Welcome to Test Kitchen, everyone.
So 4 cups boiling water. And so we're gonna need to stir to dissolve the honey in the water. So grab that and then sanitize that in the pot. We almost need something longer than this.
That's the honey.
Yeah.
Could we possibly close it and then,
Shake it a bit.
yeah.
All right, let's do that, yeah.
So that honey,
Or swirl it around, yeah.
so that honey's just stuck on that bottom.
Looks pretty good. Ooh, that's very hot.
Yeah.
Oh God, oh God. All right. Well, it was boiling, so. Zest of 1 orange, avoiding the rind. Ginger, I need to peel that, where I peeled it, I need to slice it thin.
Okay.
1 cinnamon stick. 1 teaspoon of whole cloves.
It's looking, it has to wait, but it looks,
Looks right.
I could see this in like a thrift store.
You're gonna buy meat at a thrift store?
In a rural area.
You're gonna buy meat at a thrift
like
store?
a nice,
Excuse me?
a nice thrift store. There's wood.
I hope they have their liquor license.
Yeah.
1/2 teaspoon of ground cardamom. You add the zest and I'll slice up the ginger nice and thin.
Okay.
All right, now 1 inch of ginger, peeled and sliced thin. Get that in there. All right, cap that. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill the rest of that, which is admittedly not that much left, with cool water until we have maybe like an inch or two at the top left.
Okay.
Because it still needs space to breathe. Yeah, 2 to 4 cups of cool water, leaving a few inches at the space at the top.
Okay.
But the problem is, like, we're just gonna fill it as much as we can, but
Yeah.
they said, I feel like they didn't measure this out really well.
Yeah.
You know what, I'll do this in here.
Okay.
So I can see like how much water is actually going in. But I have a feeling this is gonna be a very, very strong mead. So yeah, so we can't get more than 2 cups in there.
Yeah.
That smells great though.
Yeah.
It does smell really good. And we're gonna let that sit at room temperature, at which point we're gonna add our ale yeast, stir, and fix our airlock to the top.
Okay. Sounds good.
Which means we're ready to start on the second batch.
one. Sounds good.
Now, since we're being ambitious, we are making 2.
Yep.
As I mentioned earlier, we made the Nord mead, which is just kind of like your standard normal mead that you would get, but we're also going to make the Black-Briar mead, which is a more specialized one, more in demand, probably more expensive, but it'll also give us a chance to kind of compare the two.
Definitely. So
Side
we
by
have
side.
something to base it off of, like
Yeah.
what we're tasting.
Exactly. So for the Black-Briar mead, a lot of the same steps as before, the sterilization, water, honey, but the ingredients for this, the specific ingredients for the Black-Briar mead are 6 ounces of crushed blackberries, 1 to 2 tablespoons of dried rose hips, half a teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 cinnamon stick, and a dash of salt.
Ooh, okay.
So let's get started on kind of repeating the original process of we have our things sterilizing in there. We're going to sterilize the bottle, and then we can start measuring out honey and all that other stuff as well.
Awesome.
So let's get started on that. Let me empty out this. This is sanitized now, so this is good to go.
It's cleaner than clean.
It's ice clean.
Ooh.
So while you work on the honey, what I can do is I can get the water ready to boil. All right, so blackberries, we'll have to crush those a little later.
Okay.
Just have those ready to go, they're nice and clean. And I bought a second thing in case we didn't have enough.
Ooh.
But now we just have a
We
snack.
just have snacks now. Awesome.
Do you want to crush blackberries?
Yeah. Do you have an idea of how we should crush them?
I was thinking maybe like a fork. Just kind of like mash them up with a fork.
I guess I could try maybe a spoon.
I think that should work.
Spoon fork?
Yeah.
Spork?
And I can start measuring out the other ingredients.
Now, this does also smell pretty good.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's going to be essentially a blackberry mead.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds really good.
Delicious.
Half a teaspoon ground cloves. Now 1 to 2 tablespoons of the dried rose hips. What do you think? 1 or 2?
Let me see. When you open it, how do they smell? 'Cause we've used dried rose hips before, right?
I don't know if we have. Doesn't really smell like much.
Should we do 2 then?
Sure.
Might as well.
Nice and floral.
Yeah.
All right. I'll move this closer to us. And blackberry time.
Blackberry time. I hope blackberry time.
We'll just have to mash it more. Do you want to get the bottle of cool water out of the fridge, and then we'll just top this up? Tell me if I need to stop.
Yes. That's about where we had it for the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you want to leave a couple inches, otherwise it's just gonna not work out. So cap that, and we're gonna let that get to room temperature.
Sweet.
Smells good. I mean, what could be bad? It's
It's all
blackberry,
good smelling.
honey,
Cinnamon.
cinnamon, rose hips. Like, yeah. All right, so now these have both sat for a bit, so they're at room temperature now, which means we can add the ale yeast and the airlocks.
Okay.
Should we start by the yeast or by sanitizing the airlocks. Or should we do both at the same time? I'll do one, you do the other.
Yeah, I could.
Okay.
So just shove these.
Yeah, you want to get them
Every
thoroughly,
part?
so
Every
yeah.
part of this.
I did the measurements. We need 1/4 ounce of ale yeast per batch,
Okay.
which is, and let me double check, but I'm pretty sure that's 1.5 teaspoons.
It's a measurement.
1/4 fluid ounce is 1.5 US teaspoons. Perfect. 1/2. That's 1. That is 1.5. Oh, it smells great. Okay, there's just enough left.
For one more.
Oh, yeah.
For the final one.
Yep, perfect. 1.5. And while I stir, if you want to assemble the airlocks and get those ready.
Okay.
All right, sweet. And then, so we don't contaminate the flavors, I'm going to wash this off, re-sanitize, then mix the next one.
Okay.
All right. And we just ditch that. So let me
Put
just-
that on
Yep, that's good. And it's gonna be a little snug.
there. I guess that's good since no air will
Escape.
ever escape.
Yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere. So it looks like everything is set. This one, we're just keeping an eye on in case it pops off, but it seems pretty stable right now. This one, we got the plunger down further. That's why
Yeah, and it's sticking in there. This one keeps kind of like
trying to rise up a little bit when we push it
etching
down.
up. Yeah.
But other than that, I think we should be good.
Yeah.
Which means in 2 weeks, we will reconvene and try it out and filter it into bottles.
Definitely.
All right. See you guys then. See you. So it's been a couple weeks, which means we're ready to transfer our mead. This is a process called racking, where you transfer it from your initial fermenter into another for the secondary process for waiting a little bit longer until it's fully ready. And this involves a couple tricky steps because we have to transfer it from here to here, but we're not pouring it directly because we want to filter out some of that stuff at the top, and we don't want to include the sediment at the bottom.
Don't want the goop on the top.
We don't
or
want the goop
on the bottom.
We don't want either goop. It's
No
like a
goop.
goop sandwich right now, a goop burger. We only want that meat in the middle, the mead in the middle.
Ooh,
See, it's perfect.
There we go. Okay.
So to do this, we have a couple tools that we need to use. We have these tubes, and this process is going to be a little tricky. I think this is really just like the most in-depth thing we've done so far, like the most in-depth recipe we've done before.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah. I'm going to try and explain this as best I can, but I am well aware that this might be not the best explanation ever. This is all just using like the tools that we have. We had a make your own beer kit, and some of this stuff comes from that.
Yeah, you can get like obviously better tools and stuff.
Yeah.
Or extra tools.
But a lot of this is available on Amazon. It's really easy to get the stuff you need, and there are a lot of resources online in order to look up a lot of this process. So it is really cool to see how many homebrew people there are out there who are making mead. The way that we set this up, and these have both been sanitized already, so these are good to go. The way this works is on the top here we have this clasp, and that closes the tube. That way we can make sure that stuff can go through or will stop. The way this is going to work, the way we're going to transfer it from one to the other is you want your mead, what you're transferring from, to be on a higher level than the other, because that helps with gravity. We want to have this in here and flow into here. But in order to get that process started, we need to first fill this with water. we fill the entire tube with water, and then we clasp it. Because then that'll seal it in place. That'll hold the water in the tube. Then, while this is filled with water, we place this in. We don't let it get to the bottom because we don't want it in the sediment. We unrelease this, and that's when it will start transferring first the water will flow through, and then the mead will.
Right.
So, can we get a glass real quick? Because we want the water to go in somewhere separate from the mead. Remember when I said I had this figured out from the video that we watched? Remember those times? Those days? Those were the good days.
Those were the days.
So now we're trying this with the secondary carboy on the floor.
Yeah.
Because we think our main issue is we're not getting enough from the gravity right now. So you won't really be able to see that process at all, but you can watch an eye on this. Like, we have gotten some mead out. Maybe not as much as we would like to, but we have gotten some out. So now...
You're probably basically gonna have to...
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me when. Okay, okay.
It is going.
Yeah, there we go, there we go.
All right.
We did it. This is the process. We needed the gravity.
Open that baby a little.
Okay. Well, I saw one of the orange pieces get in.
Oh.
Where the strainer caught it.
Nice. The coffee.
The coffee filter caught it.
Well, I'm trying not to get... Okay.
The sediment.
I think that's...
So close it?
Yeah.
All right.
I think it was stopping. So we have, like...
We don't want the sediment, though. That's the thing. Like, we don't want the stuff that's at the bottom.
Yeah. All right, so this is our...
This is the Blackberry Mead, so this is the one with the blackberries and everything, which... I mean, I'm looking forward to both of them, but I feel like that'll be a really nice one. Same process as before, and what we did with the first one is we also cleaned out the original half-gallon one and transferred it back into that because we were worried about having too much air if we left it in the gallon one.
Yeah, there was a lot of space, so we just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So, you know, once we empty this out, we'll clean it and we'll transfer it back into here for the second step. And then in a couple months, we get to enjoy some mead.
A few months later. Is it dripping in there super slow?
Yeah, it is.
You are
But I also see we are catching
Yeah,
some solids.
chunkage.
I see what you mean, though. I see quite like an air pocket in that.
Yeah, I don't know. But it is.
I don't think there's anything else we can do about it at this point.
Yeah,
We'll just deal with
pretty
it.
good port. I mean, compared to our other tries, the other one like this is going pretty
Yeah.
well. Yeah, let's come. I am curious.
How much we lost on one of them?
Okay,
We didn't lose too much, honestly.
not too bad.
So that's the Black-Briar Mead, and this is the Nord Mead.
Yes.
And we did save a little bit of this one just to try out.
This is the Nord.
Yep. So this is the quote-unquote regular mead.
We're just gonna do a little first to see. All right. Here this.
That's most of it. Cheers. I taste the ginger.
Yeah.
I taste the ginger.
Definitely.
It's not too strong.
It does have like a.
Almost like an afterbite.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really taste too much of the alcohol yet. But that's why that sitting will taste more of it later on. Like, it's going to ferment more, so it'll be stronger over time. And I think it'll also clear up a little bit. I think they'll both clear up in terms of color, because they're still very fizzy right now.
Yeah, it doesn't taste, like you said, super alcohol-y, but it does taste good.
That's not bad.
All right, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that in a few months.
That's going to be tasty. Both of
Yeah.
these, I think, are going to come out real tasty.
I think so.
And you can see our different hairstyles. Well, maybe George will probably have the same hair. You can see how badly I cut my hair again.
Wait, did you cut? Oh my God.
Well, yeah, use the back.
Oh no.
The back is. It's
no.
all not good.
Oh no.
I fixed some of it.
Oh no.
But you just realizing now
I just saw
that I
the
cut my own
spots.
hair.
I knew you got a haircut, but I didn't look that close.
Like, when you edit this together,
Oh
like,
my
my hair's
God.
gonna be so weird. in each episode.
Well, we'll see you guys in a few more months.
Yeah.
When, well, I mean, for you, it's a couple minutes. We'll see. We'll see this in a couple months.
We'll see you in a few seconds.
There you go. Bye.
Bye.
So this is the final segment. This has taken a long time. This is the longest episode to record ever. But now we're finally going to move on to bottling. So we have our Nord Mead and our Black-Briar Mead, both of which still have sediment and stuff in it, so we need to strain that out before we bottle it.
Right, especially this one.
Yeah, because it still has a little bit of the berry, it looks like, and quite a bit of sediment at the bottom.
Got some chunks in there.
Got some chunks. So here's what I'm thinking. We're going to, and all this stuff has been sanitized. Everything you see here has been sanitized. We have the siphons, we have a colander, we have a measuring cup. Because we still need to filter stuff out before we can bottle it, we're going to filter things. We're going to filter the mead. Out of here.
Through a colander. Into here.
Then from here, transfer into the bottles. And we have 4 bottles. That should be enough for what we have. And all of these have already been sanitized off screen. Because that's the main thing that we've taken away from this entire process, is just how to sanitize using the one-step no-rinse cleaner. Let me know when you're ready. Also, let me move this so it's a little bit closer. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm good. Let's try it.
All right. Is it going? Yep, there it is.
Damn, that's filling up quick.
It really is.
Sanitize the tiny thing. What's it called?
Funnel.
It's called the funnel.
All right. So now...
Do you want me to pour or are you pouring?
Do you want to pour?
I won't pour.
All right. I'll bring it closer to us to make it a little bit easier.
Let me know.
All right. I think we're good.
Good?
Yep.
Perfect.
That's a really, really good pour.
And so you want to leave?
I don't want any of that. You don't want that, do you? But there's our Black-Briar Mead.
Awesome. And that looks really good.
That does look, it looks like wine. We'll find out in a little bit if it tastes like wine. Let's get the second one, and then we can taste everything.
All right. Okay.
All right, now number 2. So put that bad baby in there. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm good.
All right, and we're getting much better at this. Is it even taking the mead yet? Oh, yep, it is. All right. I couldn't even tell. It's so light in color.
I can't even tell it's going, but it is going.
Yeah. I also realized that I did not get the strainer in there because it went so fast. So this one's gonna be, well, there's no real, we're not getting the sediment, so I think we're fine. I think we're fine. That is my bad. I couldn't even tell, you can't even tell with that one.
Good.
It looks like water from here. All right, we are good.
Wow.
All right, this is why we put some stuff down.
Holy crap.
That is why we put stuff down.
That was quick, damn.
That one went way too fast.
Holy crap.
Honestly, we've had so less luck with the others. That one went way too fast.
You can drink some of that. Tell us how it is if you want, George.
Well, I wanted to just make sure we could cap that and set that aside.
All right, awesome.
So shall we start with the Black-Briar?
Yeah, sure. So this is...
This is the blackberry.
And this is the one that I said smells like sweet church wine.
I thought you said it about both.
This one, so the red one, it definitely smells like sweet church wine. This smells like honey, less churchy. Cheers.
That's much stronger than it was the first time. It's almost a little sour.
Yeah. Very it's smooth?
It is smooth. I can taste the cinnamon. It's almost too much cinnamon.
Definitely tastes the cinnamon.
Yeah, it's very strong.
It's like not bubbly, but
Yeah, because I think it even says in the cookbook that in the earlier months it'll almost be more fizzy because of the yeast. Like it's, if you let it sit for longer, that some of that burns off a little bit more, and it almost not gets flat, but it settles.
yeah.
I feel like it would almost be better with less cinnamon because I want to taste more of the blackberry personally.
Yeah.
I would say like in the winter that'd be good. It's that now that it's the spring, it's kind of
Keeps
like
you warm.
Yeah,
And like you could definitely have this with a meal.
I think so. Yeah. And now for the not plain even because even this had what was it the orange zest,
Yeah, honey.
orange zest, and the ginger.
A 2021 year.
No, this is a 2020 vintage.
You're right. This was made a year ago.
Almost. Look at how light that is in color, though. Like, this one smells much sweeter.
Much, much sweeter.
Oh, I like that one. That I like a lot more.
Definitely
I can taste
the honey.
I can taste the honey much more than the first one. I taste the ginger a little bit.
Yeah, I taste that.
I don't taste the orange too much. I like that one. I like that one a lot. And I assumed I was going to like this one more because I love blackberry, but this I think is
Yeah.
much kind of easier on the
Yeah.
palate.
No, 100%. It's less rough than the other.
Either way, this is more of like a sweet, and this is almost, I don't want to say savory, but it's
It's like more filling.
it's much more dry
Yeah.
as a wine, I would say. Do you like how we treat that almost like as a tome? Like the holy Elder
Get
Scrolls
it away
Cookbook.
from all the dirtiness.
Who you calling dirty?
Oh, me.
Give me a little bit more of this and I'll show you dirty. And yeah, once again, it's not super strong in terms of alcohol level, but I would very easily like drink that. I'd be able to more casually sip that than I could this, I would say.
I think I'd like this one better.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I prefer the sweeter one.
Yeah, I like sweet beer, but if it's like too sweet,
It's almost like too
it's
much
like,
so.
like I'm drinking candy.
Right. I get that.
But yeah, I could definitely like this with some snacks, and then this with
That
the meal.
on its own. Okay. And here's the other thing, because you don't have to drink mead at room temperature. I'll usually drink it chilled. I think I like this at room temperature
And this will be chilled.
and that chilled. Does that make any sense?
No, I could see
But it's the
that.
same way that a red wine you normally drink room temperature versus a white wine,
Right.
which is chilled. So that's almost
No, that makes
where
sense.
I'm leaning in that. We started this in November, and right now when we're doing this, it's almost April.
Yeah, so
So we
we
gave
gave
it more
it
time
time
to
for
sit.
sure.
And even in the cookbook, it says quick meads. It's not meant to be a long process. They even say in the cookbook, let it sit for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, but the longer you sit, the more flavor it gets, the stronger it gets. Some of that fizziness that you mentioned
Exactly.
starts to die down a little bit. So in the end, it really does come down to what you want from the mead. If you want something that is a little bit lighter, not only in terms of alcohol content, but even just flavor, you can drink it earlier, or like us, we let it sit more, and I would say that we have a more kind of like robust flavor as a result from when we tasted it last time. Like, I prefer it a lot more to when we tried it last time.
Yeah, 'cause it's
Just from
just
what I
not as
remember.
light, just more filled
Yeah.
with flavor.
But if you would like to make these recipes or others from the Elder Scrolls Cookbook, we actually have a great deal for you. The publisher of the cookbook, Inside Editions, has a code for us on their website. With offer code ZPP35 at checkout, you can save 35%.
Ooh.
Not just on this cookbook, but the Fallout one and a bunch of the other ones. They have a cookbook for World of Warcraft, for Destiny 2, for Overwatch, and even some non-cookbooks, just various books in general.
Yeah, so like you can check out their website, see what they have.
Yeah, and there's some restrictions, but by and large, all regular products you can get. I think it's just some gift sets that you can't use the offer code for. But thank you guys for watching this episode of the Skyrim Test Kitchen. This might be one of the last alcohol ones we do, just because I think we've really tackled
We've gone through
a couple now. We've done 2 meads and we've done skooma, so I would say we've covered like the major notes from the cookbook in terms of alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, and then we did some of the sodas, but that's soda. So.
Yeah. But there are still a lot of things from the cookbook that I would like to make. So I have quite a few ideas lined up for next time.
So you better watch out for those, everybody.
But we'll see you soon, here in the Skyrim Test Kitchen.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.